Microphone check, microphone check. Welcome to the One Life, One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today, I have a very, very, very special guest. We've been talking about doing this probably since my first episode. Now I'm on 105 episodes. But the COVID, life, everything gets in the way. And I figured out today, I think I've probably known this person for almost 20 years. I'm trying to get, we'll get back to that story, a really long time. But it's a true honor. I love this human being so much for so many different reasons. Welcome to the podcast, Juliette Lewis.
Hello.
And here's your coffee.
This is amazing.
Is that right? Max Morse is delivered.
Yes, Max Morse on cue. That was nice.
Thank you for
what's
being
that?
here.
Maybe I need to make it a
That's
little
just straight
smaller.
up black iced coffee.
Well, I might need to. Okay.
I know it's gonna be nasty.
You do that?
Why?
It's just like
It's
black
so
coffee, but I don't like it.
it's too strong. Is this going to be cut out?
No, this is fine. No,
our coffee
people-
drinking.
This is what it's all about.
This
man.
is awesome. I'm perfectly happy. Do you have any maple syrup and cinnamon?
What?
I like to do some weird stuff.
I fucking coffee, man. Hang on.
Toby.
Fucking nasty,
So
man.
first question was, I didn't know, because I know I was thinking about this.
You're
in
asking
the
me
car.
the first question.
Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
All right.
You do caffeine. I was like, don't give me that.
I just started coffee about a year and a half ago,
Oh.
and I did it straight. Everybody's sick of me talking about this shit, but I did it for the whole month of December. It made me jittery. It made me
no doubt.
It made me go to the bathroom. Made me you hanging out, Max? Made me dehydrated. Made me want to crash super hard.
Yeah.
It's the first real drug I've ever done, and I love it, and I hate it. I can't stop drinking it, man.
All right. Well, let's settle down. Let's everything. I didn't know you had that many issues with the coffee already.
No, but that's like the only kind of drug I've ever fucking done.
Yeah, I didn't even know that much because I was in the car. I was like, does he fuck with caffeine? Because that might mess him up. And so here it is.
I think
All right.
regular caffeine maybe in tea is good, but there's something about coffee. He got me started on it because his grandma gave him his first sip and fucked him all up. It doesn't matter anyway.
All right, we're
Okay,
here.
so welcome to the podcast.
Thanks.
All right, there's so many things to talk about. I did such a deep dive. Like I said, this weekend I watched 4 of your movies. 3 I never seen before, and obviously California, my favorite movies of all fucking times, my top 5, which we'll get
I didn't fully know that.
Yeah,
I just
you have such a long. It'd be so hard to cover your whole entire life, but obviously I picked my phase. But anyway,
Yeah.
you were born here pretty much. You're born in L.A., right?
I was born right in a house in Los Feliz. It was a home birth. My mom had 6 kids. 5 of them natural at home. Her first child, my brother, she had at the hospital. She hates hospitals.
Okay.
My mom is very idiosyncratic. Anyway, my birth story is kind of funny, and it's a little bit like connected to my nature because she had me alone,
Wow.
all by herself. Cut the umbilical cord.
Holy
She had a midwife who was running late, who's going to help. And, this is hippie times.
Yeah.
It's 1973.
still.
Anyway, isn't that wild?
Wow, really?
Yeah.
So it's just your mom by herself, no nurses, no nothing?
No. And she would sterilize equipment. So she sterilized 2 barrettes that she put on the umbilical cord and cut it. I can't even imagine someone doing this, but this is my mom.
Super DIY.
Exactly, DIY. And she always makes this. My mom is very colorful in her storytelling, so
Yeah.
you don't know what's exaggerating and what's not. But she was like, and then I took you to wash you by the bath, and I almost dropped you. You didn't like that. You screamed your head off, and I was like, Mom, did you drop me? She might edit that part out.
Wow.
Anyway.
All right, so yeah, I thought you had like 8 siblings, right? Total about? That's crazy.
No, I have a lot of half brothers
Yeah,
and sisters.
yeah.
Is what I say. I always say we're a family of individuals. But I grew up with 1 brother, 1 sister.
Okay.
That's who we grew up.
And how was it growing up? Were your parents, was like a strict family at all or no?
My that's a funny question. No, because I talked to other people who grew up in the 70s, 80s. I don't know. They have a name for it. What, latchkey kid, where they, you leave your door open like, I'll see you. And you sort of
Totally.
take care of yourself. You make your own food. You're left with the neighbors. We lived so I had 2 kinds of living. One was like super low rent, shitty apartment in Hollywood. And then my parents were split since I was 2.
Okay.
So, but they've always been pals.
Yeah.
Real friends, good friends.
awesome.
So I didn't grow up with lots of fighting or anything like that. And then when my mom had more kids and got remarried, I then lived with my dad in the valley in Tarzana. and we lived in a ranch, like
Wow.
this kind of ramshackly ranch, and we had horses and chickens, and I shoveled horse manure, stuff like this. So people wouldn't know that, but I had two different lives, like a valley kind of ranch equestrian living, and also Hollywood apartment living. Yeah,
Yeah. And did you go to regular school too, growing up?
Yeah, I went to regular public school, and then I was a funny kid because my parents were both very pro art.
Yeah.
And they really raised me to question authority in all its capacities.
Love that.
So it's like,
love that.
Even at school, if we were in trouble or something, my dad was so irreverent, he would kind of side with his kids, or you could tell him a fib or something, get him on your side.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he drove a 280, a Datsun 280 ZX. Is that what it's called?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, but he was such like a cowboy in a way.
Yeah.
But like for instance, in junior high, he picked us up. He would and we'd be like, "Where are we going?" I didn't know we had a dentist appointment. He would like lie, say we had a dentist appointment,
get you out of school,
and take us to like Empire Strikes Back to like skip the lines.
Wow.
And my dad, he was such a kid. He's like, I'm gonna go pick up my kids, probably because he wanted to see a movie.
Yeah, that's amazing.
He's fun.
Did you like school?
Oh no, I was not built for school.
No, me either.
Well, what were you like at public school? So here's the thing. I was friends with all the cliques.
Yep.
I was like the outsider, alternative. I didn't even have my own clique. I could be friends if we were going to classify in these goofy names or like nerds, alternative kids, punk rock kids, black girls, the hip hop crew,
burnouts.
The burnouts. Like I could, so that's kind of funny. It was weird.
That's how it was back then. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, everybody was defined by what music you're listening to and possibly your clothes,
how
like
you
your
looked.
money level.
For sure.
How long your hair was.
And you were down with everybody.
Pretty much just like a, hey, what's up kind of vibe. But I was a hermit. I was like, no, I mean, not a hermit. I was just sort of introverted.
Yeah.
Because I learned to really express myself and articulate myself through art, and then later through growing pains and living.
But I see some of those old videos you post with your brother Lightfield too. Some of those old like acting. Like how old were you when you started doing that?
Okay, so oh my gosh,
those videos are amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Dancing, acting, all that.
It's crazy to have a brother who had a video camera. He has the teenage Lewis, on camera, who is very trying to be too cool for school and didn't.
But you're young.
I was young. How old? He got a video camera that my dad bought him when he was 12.
Okay.
So I guess, oh my God, he has my first, when I used to sing in little musicals when I was like 10 or 11, he has me on stage singing my first solo that I auditioned for and got, and I was really nervous.
Was your dad a big influence on acting for you?
Yeah, my dad. So let's see. The way it worked was my dad, he made it possible. Mm-hmm. He made it that it wasn't an industry that's so far away.
Yeah.
He made it like, this is the industry you go in if you have an imagination, if you love storytelling, and it's people from all walks of life.
Yep.
So I had a real reality version of what... a realistic version of what making movies was, because I would hang out on sets.
Yeah.
So like I'd hang out in the makeup trailer or in the dusty backyard where it was like a cowboy set.
Yeah.
And I knew it was like long hours and.
Yeah. He was in Any Which Way But Loose, right?
Yeah.
Clint Eastwood, the monkey and stuff, right?
Yeah. So my dad's name is Jeffrey Lewis, and when I reflect, when I look back, to me, it's very noble. It's like a noble profession because he's a character actor. And so if he influenced me even though we're different in our styles, how he influenced me is I love characters. I love stretching it myself and being as different from myself as I could imagine to try to seek understanding and have empathy for people from all kinds of existence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get exposed to music at a young age as well?
Yes. That's a huge influence. Is my
Yeah.
my brother
Okay.
and my dad, and the radio. Oh my God! And top 40 radio. So my first connection to music was ditching school, and oh my God, Max, no one can see him. Like,
Oh my
he was like, "Can I get a what? Ditching school?"
Don't, this pay attention. Go
Okay,
ahead, Max. In
no,
school.
no. This was no. I ditched school, and my mom was away at work, and
Yeah.
so I just sat there and daydreamed with my ear to the radio.
Okay.
And I remember like Donna Summer. I remember all those 70s kind of ballads,
yeah.
you know, James Taylor, CCR, but a lot of disco, because this was early. Sometimes if there was like Mean Kids, we might just ditch school or something.
Yeah.
This is pre-adolescence. Then
Okay.
with my dad, it was Steely Dan,
All the
Miles
classics.
Davis. He got me into Miles
Diverse.
Davis. Yeah.
Awesome.
And my brother, of course. Well, MTV was just coming around, and so I don't know. You want me to tell you the whole story?
Yeah, I love it. So that's when all the music got inspired back then. And then what was because you started so young, like you quit school at 15 years old. You were like super young in those videos. What was it that made you finally say, I want to, like when you quit school, you're like, I want to be, because you got in a movie, correct?
Yeah, here's the story is like there's a turning point. I don't want to say I was attracted to danger because it wasn't like that. I don't know. I guess it was things outside myself, but in the Valley, I was hanging out with like a whole criminal
Empire
element.
Yeah.
No, for real.
Yeah.
Like criminal element. And so you could make a choice at that time. It's like, you know, my best friend at the time got pregnant at 17. These kids were rough and, you know, a lot of fighting and gangs and stuff like this. And, I always knew what I wanted to do. I wasn't getting good grades. So it was sort of like my answer. It's the same answer I have now is I sort of cut my losses and I split. Like so I left the Valley and I was, my dad helped me get an agent.
Nice.
And I was like, you know what? I want to get into this. It gave me a sense of purpose. The big irony is when I started working professionally, it was good for my integrity. It gave me work ethic that I even used later, like with my band. Like nobody had a harder work ethic. I didn't even know you need to book 2 days off in case you get bronchitis. Like when my booking agent I made our first tour, I was like, why are there 2 days off?
Yeah.
And then I got 102 fever in Ireland. I was like, oh, this is why you need 2 days off.
You rest your voice, all that stuff. Your machine, nonstop.
All of that, I learned the hard way.
So you just dived right into the acting then, same way, so full head on with it.
Yeah, well, acting was interesting because I had one little acting teacher when I was 11. I took 3 classes. She died.
Wow.
True story.
Wow.
Never took lessons again. And I consider all the directors I've worked with my teachers.
Yeah.
I learned I had intuition, instincts, and on-the-job training.
Yeah.
I just learned by being in my environment. And also, of course, I was familiar with the set from growing up around them with my dad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was all instinct. I don't know. You know when you're meant to do what you're meant to do, and then you learn. But I look back on my jobs. Some of them are. I'm the hardest. I'm very hard judge on my.
You are?
On my acting, yeah.
So you remember the first one? Was the first one I Married Dora? Is that the first one you did?
What the fuck? You probably went through all the jobs.
But was that one of the first ones though? Or first movie or no?
No. Okay, so I Married Dora was a sitcom.
Sitcom, yeah.
In the 80s, that every joke would be totally on PC right now.
Wow.
Oh yeah, the premise is a guy who marries his housekeeper. Wait, why? To keep her? I forgot what the premise is, but the premise wouldn't even fly the past test today. So
like
I was
All in the Family or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was just a daughter on a sitcom, really dry sense of humor. The characters were drawn real thin then, and then I thank God I got to do some serious acting when I was like 16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it My Stepmother is an Alien was one of the first ones too?
Well, that was actually, I think that was my first movie, and I
Okay.
had like 3 lines.
Yeah.
But the turning point for me was when Brad Pitt and I worked together in a movie of the week that was super melodramatic.
Too Young to Die.
Too Young to Die. I look at it as very, melodramatic now.
Yeah.
However, for both of us at that time, he had just come from Dallas.
Oh,
That's how
shit.
far back me and
Yeah.
Mr. Pitt go. He, we were both just struggling actors, and it was a huge opportunity because we could show drama.
Yeah.
Our dramatic skill set, right?
Yeah.
And
it was a Lifetime show or something, right?
I don't know, on one of the networks.
Yeah.
But so this was our turning point. It was a huge, based on a true life story, movie of the week. You got to emote and cry. He got to play against his looks and be, a bad guy, and and then that led to him to Thelma and Louise, and for me it led to Cape Fear.
Yeah,
exactly. Like that was
Holy
a
shit.
bridge to those 2 happenings.
Was Christmas Vacation after that? Before that?
Right before that.
Yeah, and that's a big one.
That's
too.
right. Actually, that
That's a
was
big one.
huge too. And I just did
That's a big one.
25-year
Dang, later.
reunion.
Wow.
And it was
Wow.
so touching. When you get older and you get to appreciate, like Chevy Chase, everything's a turning point. Him giving me that job, it was a huge studio movie at the time. Like I was 15, so it was right before that.
Is that like the big kind of put you out there in the big break in a sense, that movie?
It's a big break, yes,
Okay.
because before that, it's like TV shows that got canceled. Nobody really
Wonder
saw
Years, Facts of Life, a bunch of shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like little episodics.
Yeah.
And then this was like I always love saying, a major motion picture.
It's still
Yeah. Oh my God.
every Christmas, all that. It's like
That's
like being
the
a hit
icing.
record. Yeah.
That's the icing. Every single year that little movie plays, and it's really sweet. And then people, you're part of people's lives.
Yeah.
You never know that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's really beautiful, actually.
The mugshot picture you have, is that from when you got arrested at 15? Is that from that or something else? You got arrested 15 for drinking at a bar or something, right? Underage?
No,
that was just the first arrest?
It's even better. It's better, this story, because it's so funny to me. It's like Footloose.
It's a great photo too.
Thanks. I don't know. It's all, was it a premonition? Was it fate? Was it destiny? No, I like to say that mugshot is like what I sell now. So my rebel youth, my defiant youth, I sell on shirts to fund anytime I'm going to record so that I can stay independent.
I love that. I fucking love that.
That story, I was not even drinking at a club. It was just the club. I just went out to go dancing.
Okay.
It's a true Footloose story. We just want to dance, man.
And he was underage. Yeah.
Yeah. And we were just under the club didn't have a liquor license.
Okay.
And the cops were like, anybody who's under 18, raise your hand and we'll let you go. And they lied.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've been arrested after that a couple times, no?
No.
So that's the only mugshot for that?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's it.
That's such an easy mugshot.
Oh, yeah,
Holy
it's so
shit.
easy. So the story is good because I was living on my own, paying taxes. Because my parents helped me defy the labor laws.
Yeah.
You can get a process done so that you can, it's called
emancipated, yeah.
But and then the journalists changed that to make it like it was between me and my parents when it was actually my parents helping me. You get emancipated from child labor laws.
Yeah.
Because again, they're pro art, they're bohemian, they're radical. So they're like, yeah, you want to work?
Yeah.
Because then people hire you more when you're emancipated.
Yeah.
Okay, but point is, I was sitting in the backseat of the cop car, and I was so disrespectful of authority. I was like, I was just sitting there handcuffed, like, hey, so you mean to tell me I can pay taxes, but I can't go dancing? So I'm paying rent, but I was just like questioning, and he wasn't answering any of my questions. And then later on, I go, hey, do you think I could get that mugshot? Because I wanna hang it in my living room. I was 15.
Holy
Who the fuck says this shit to a cop? I was such a brat.
Wow, it's such a great thing you got there. Holy shit.
But then here's what's funny is the cop, I think, took a liking to me. I think I must have worn him down. Because then when my dad came at like 5 a.m., he literally gave us a copy and with a wink. Because you can't get that online. That's
Hell
your
no.
juvenile mugshot.
Yeah.
So
holy shit.
I wish I knew that officer.
And it wasn't like you were a big actress at the time. You're just starting.
No.
Like,
but my dad, he recognized my
Sure.
dad and he knew I was like this ornery kid who, I don't know, who thought she was being responsible.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It was
wow.
weird.
Holy
That's
shit.
weird.
Yeah, and so obviously National Lampoon, that movie puts you into the fucking mains, like you're out there. Now you're like a fucking, that blows you up. That's like your major label hit song, whatever.
It is and it isn't. You're still, it's funny because a lot of my quote unquote success, I was still always trying to prove myself. So even though you do Christmas Vacation, you're trying to, now I have to prove I'm a dramatic actress or I can do character work. I was just being a Griswold kid with a couple wisecracking lines. You know what I mean? But however, it did put me on the map of like, oh, the girl in that movie, when they're looking for a girl in a show.
Did they take you seriously in Too Young to Die with Brad Pitt as being dramatic?
Well,
You saw that side of you, never saw it yet.
Too Young to Die was literally what Scorsese and De Niro watched
Wow, holy
to
shit.
to get me to be considered.
So that's such an
Cape
important.
Fear. That was
wow.
huge.
Yeah.
It was huge.
And Cape Fear, you were so fucking young and that was like your 6th movie or something.
I don't.
If I did the math correctly,
Toby,
maybe I'm wrong.
I have no idea.
I know,
of
I'm
numbers.
professional.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, but you're like 17 years old in that or something, right? 16, 17.
So let's see. Cape Fear. I believe I turned 18 during
1991. Yeah.
I know because, you know, all these things get a little crazy age-wise. But again, I was like living in a grown-up world as a teenager, paying rent, like the whole thing. My, you know, it was a different
It's
time.
such an incredible role. That's such an incredible
Thanks.
movie, man.
But yeah, I turned 18 during that. And then it was really special, that experience.
Yeah, De Niro was so ill in that movie, man. Holy shit. I always loved his tats, too, back then, too. I was like, holy shit. And you probably knew who he was, obviously. You're young, but still, you have to know De Niro now at that age or no?
It was weird because I was so not versed in cinema in some weird way. Like I had a lot of friends who are really, they knew writers and actors and directors. All I had seen at that time, like I hadn't seen Taxi Driver or Mean Streets. I just saw Goodfellas when I was doing this audition.
Yeah.
And I knew they were, I knew they were legendary in the industry. But
you're
you
so
know,
young still, yeah.
Yeah,
it's
my
like,
youth worked for me so that I could just try to do my best.
Yeah, and then you got
get a
nominated for
part.
Best Supporting Actress in that, too. That's pretty fucking awesome.
Wow, we're really doing a whole.
No, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you.
You're
like,
just letting me know.
I'm deep diving on you. Yeah, this is your life. No, I'm
Yes.
just saying. I'm saying, like that's fucking amazing. Like that movie's just, it's crazy. This just so far, like everything. I don't know. And then whatever. Then we got Woody Allen movie. We don't have to talk about that. But California. This is 92. That's after that. And we talked about before the podcast. Like I have my wife. My wife has another name. We'll talk about that some other day. But she has another identity. And her name is Hannah Adele St. Clair. Adele is named after your character. St. Clair is from Ray Liotta's character in Something Wild, which she fucking loves. But then my wife told me, we watched California.
I did not know this.
So she's like, I was going to name Max early. I was like, what? Why'd you tell me that? She already went and changed Max's middle name to Henry after Henry Rollins. Not even asking me. After he was born, she went to City Hall and she changed that. But I mean, your character, Adele, and like you did that post the other day, and it was just amazing. And I saw that you like kind of had to talk Brad into doing that role in a sense.
Oh, I love that.
And that movie's incredible, dude. It's just...
Okay, I'll tell you why that movie was special. So during that time that I was hanging out with Brad, it was for a few years, and we wanted to do something creatively together, and that script came our way. And Dominic Sena, he didn't know if he wanted to do it just because it was Dominic Sena, the director, who went on to do huge movies.
Okay.
Huge. We could Google him, but Gone in 60 Seconds.
Oh, yeah.
But at the time, he had just done Janet Jackson videos.
Sick.
But I knew, and the script was like rugged and crazy and twisted.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and it gave an opportunity for me. They really liked me improvising, so a lot of that character was just like channeling. I was liking things to channeling.
Wow.
Because this little character just, I don't know, it came through me. I felt like she was a wounded 9-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, she has this one really heart-wrenching scene of why she loves Early, because he saved her from a horrible
It's heavy.
event.
Yeah.
Oh man, and my heart is so full with that movie. Like, I can't, there's a scene in the end where she's like, she realizes Early is bad, and she's like, I'm not, I love when I'm imitating myself.
Please do it. Please do
Where
it.
she goes like, I can't go up that Hollywood sign with you, Early. You hurt them people. It makes,
You're
can't.
bad.
You're bad. You're mean.
Yeah.
It's a 9-year-old's revelation, and I couldn't watch it for the longest time. It makes me so sad. She was part of my heart. It was my first official character.
Yeah.
There's another scene where I sing Carrie a song.
It's so cute, man.
Like, I wish Carrie was happy. I wish she would smile. Like, I literally made that up on the spot. Yeah.
We love that. That's such a great part, man. It's so fucking cute. The whole thing is just like, and the cacophony, whatever, David, like, he went on to do things as well, but like, just Pitt is like, snorting and all that shit, and it's fucking... Dude,
he said he loosely based it off of some guy he met in Missouri.
Really?
Uh-huh. How crazy is that?
And just the other day when you posted about just the love you got in the comments and people, how impactful and how
that's neat.
It's just a cult classic. You know what I mean? Like,
who knew?
It's great. And
who knew?
And you're singing in there too.
We just remember because I love it. As I look back on some of these shoots. You know, you're staying in these tiny, divey. That's what prepared me for rock and roll so easily.
Yeah.
You're doing these road trips from town to town, these sort of bombed out places. Like even in California, where they did like bomb test sites.
Yeah, it's creepy.
We drove through Death Valley. Similar Natural Born Killers. You're just driving through these deserts. And,
desolate places.
Yeah, and really weird hotels. You know, there's no... my relationship to the movie business is not like J-Lo's or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like a different... It reminds me of like Cassavetes or 70s film, you know, what they were doing then where you're sort of all in it together. And
yeah. Do those characters stick with you when you're done with the movie? Not really. You take it home with you.
No, I let go.
Yeah.
I'm not, again, because I've worked with people who are method, who actually like stay in character and kind of torture themselves. I know a person specifically, but we had a holiday break and he was going to stay in character like all through the holidays. And I can't actually do that. That would tax me. I have to like go in and out.
Yeah.
I can work really committed really intensively, but like I have to shake it off. I have to like look at trees and look at the sky. I like do like a letting go process. But like I said, there's some movies where my heart expands with the role, and Adele was one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I mean, obviously it must be a point before that. Obviously, this is what you're doing. This is your career. You're not working any jobs in between. You're full-on actress. This is it. This is no turning back.
That's when I was making a living, and you know, and I got told as a kid, I don't know what you got told when you knew you were going to do music, where you run into friends' parents who are like, well, don't you think you should have a backup plan? You know that word, backup plan.
Totally,
or go to school,
man.
which isn't bad. Like I want to learn. I feel like people should take the time to travel or cultivate a sense of self and community connection with life. Not just your job. Like you learn that the hard way too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I never had a quote backup plan.
It's great. It's amazing. I mean, you just set yourself and just did it.
I did.
It's pretty amazing, man.
Well, that's nice.
No, that's that PMA shit too. Like what the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve.
100%.
You put your mind to shit and stick with it. You know.
100%. And there's. It's not to say I haven't had like a love hate with the industry.
Of course.
But I'm now on the love side, like where you're just in gratitude. Like there's no other industry. I've met so many fascinating creative minds in this field and had so many really profound experiences. And for better or for worse, it's a really hard, like people don't know like the 16-hour days and like
the hurrying up to wait, all that shit.
Oh my God, all of it. And I like, I'll still analyze it today. I'm like, how am I able at 3 a.m. to act like I just saw my dad die? You know, I had to play a scene. It was after, they're like, that's lunch. And then your close up you have to do an experience you've never come close to in life. It's just a what if scenario. And you kind of go into this suspension of reality. And anyway, I always question, how the fuck am I doing this? It's crazy.
Was your dad coming to the sets and stuff? When you first started doing stuff?
I'm trying to think if he visited.
You must have been so fucking proud though, because you just like went for it and just having all these different...
My dad was really, that's the one thing, is he was proud of all his kids. My dad is one of those, like, he just wanted to sit back and he loved everything that his kids were into.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was proud of me for sure, but no different than the rest of how much pride and love he had for each one of his kids.
No, of course. So next one, I'm not going to go through all your movies.
Yeah, please.
But What's Eating Gilbert Grape, incredible. Incredible fucking movie.
How special is that?
So emo. Like we were gonna watch it last night. Moon's like, we can't watch it. We're gonna cry. Like every time you watch it, it's so fucking heavy. It's so heavy, man. That's a great movie. There's such amazing cast and
every time I would get one of these jobs, it was also like, wow, they let me get it. You know, like what I'm trying to say is, this industry, the people, the money, the guys who make the decision generally they want familiar. They want what they've seen 100 times. Filmmakers, like who did that movie, is Lasse Hallström. He wants raw talent or people he's never seen, like Leo DiCaprio playing the Arnie, and Johnny Depp, I believe, had a key. I think he got that from the book. I forgot his relationship to how in love with the project he was. Yeah. But I was just a newcomer. Anyway, I think we shot that in Austin.
Leo was pretty young too and new, right?
Leo, it's so funny because I was like a big sister, but he was only a year younger than me. And I thought I was so mature and so much older.
But he hadn't done a lot before that either, I don't think.
No, his journey was This Boy's Life.
That's right.
With De Niro.
Hard ass movie. Wow.
So hard. But we had that bond of like, we both had our De Niro experience. Yeah. And then Leo, he blew everybody's mind in that movie. Yeah. Everybody thought that was really who he was. Yeah. He was phenomenal.
Incredible, man.
Yeah, it was so beautiful. That's Lasse Hallström. He's a Swedish filmmaker that
I look into him more.
You'd like all his movies. Okay. Because everything he does has this strange beauty in it, super nuanced, interesting characters. He's European. There's something different in it when he's telling American stories too.
Yeah, I'm sure I saw some of his after that, but I didn't know him.
Yeah, you did.
Next one is a game changer though, Natural Born Killers. And my question before we even talk about it is that when you do such an insane character like that, did you become the actress that they expect to do the crazy shit after that? Because of that role was the Mallory role was just so fucking So after that, like, she can play that character. So not that you have to live that down. I can do something besides it, but you become that or no?
Well, here's the thing. I analyze it, and I really do think I have to think in hindsight that I scared the fuck out of it.
You did.
In hindsight, and what I mean by that is the suits, the business, the money. I really think I don't know what happened, but I think I always analyze it because for a second when I got into music, I was going to name my first record "Is She Crazy?" because that's what followed. Like even when I worked with Clooney in From Dusk Till Dawn, he's like, you know what? You are so down to earth, blah blah blah. And he's like, every friend when I said I was going to work with you, they said, is she crazy?
You think of that character. It's
I got that for 10 years until now we have what we have. Like people say I have a sense of humor and this, that. But at the time, isn't that wild?
It's totally wild.
Because I don't think that about the guys. I just don't think women were, I don't know, maybe. Yeah. But I take it as a compliment.
Did you hate that? Or did you kind of like the power of like, they think I'm a bad at? I don't know.
Well, like I say, in hindsight, where you just value your there's less fight in me about my history. Like I just own my my unique journey. But at the time, like if I was trying to get other roles, I'm sure I didn't put it together, to tell you the truth. I didn't know people would be that dumb.
Yeah. I think you really like that. Like,
do you know what I'm saying? Like, what are you kidding? I'm just this teeny petite the girl who can show a lot of different emotions, or but I don't know. That's me being, because it is I don't know. It's kind of visceral. That
such an insane, incredible movie. That changed a lot for you when that came out. Like for your career wise, just the world knowing. I mean, that was like. I don't know.
Like I say, because listen, different things hit differently. So Natural Born Killers was like people were banning it. I think that was the other thing, is I was associated with something that was people didn't know how to handle. Because if you look at it, that film is Oliver Stone's fuck you to the media and a whole bunch of things. Yeah, it's
Robert Downey Jr. in there too, right?
Oh yeah,
so sick. Yeah, that's right. So
he's a genius.
Yeah. He's one of my top 2 actors. He's incredible.
No, Downey, I've seen him pull off like monologues on No Sleep where I was like, wow, what the fuck? Why can't I do this? Guy's... Oh, no, he's gifted. He was just from the moon and the stars. Like, how special.
And just his comeback, too, with everything he went through. Yeah. It's fucking, it's incredible, man.
Yeah, his story's pretty... Actually, I don't believe everyone should write books, but I want him to write a book.
Yeah, or even like a doc or something about him, or something. There's even one about him, is there?
I don't know, but I would want that. You know, because people probably want to get away from like their whatever the hardest thing they've gone through, but I would want to know what that was like. How do you as an actor who's known a very cushy existence, like live in prison? Yeah.
Yeah, and he was in it for a minute too. Yeah, it wasn't like that was.
It was over a year, wasn't it? It was
probably
over a year. Yeah.
And then come back out and be fucking Iron Man. It's all that shit. Like
it's special.
It's amazing.
He worked his ass off for it. Yeah. So Natural Born Killers for me again. You're seeing it from the outside. It was. Yeah. I never had this like easy success. I was getting some opportunities, but because of what I had just done, people would be like, nope. She's only that, and you're like, no, don't you do the math? I do character work, or I can play, to
like get away from that character. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I like playing. No one did the math of like, hey, I'm an innocent, quiet ingenue in Cape Fear, and then I'll tear your head off in Natural Born Killers.
Totally.
Give us something in between.
And then one of my other favorite movies. I'm gonna skip these other ones because I want to talk about music, but Strange Days, we know that's great. Basketball Diaries, me and my wife's first date. Rapaport's in it as well with Leonardo.
Wait, what? Basketball Diaries?
That was our first date, me and my wife's first date.
Good Lord.
That was the first date we went on.
Who picked that music?
She did, man. That was our first date.
That's intense.
From Dusk to Dawn also. Strange Days, incredible. And you were also with that guy, Vincent from, what's the movie? Full Metal Jacket. He was in another movie with you too, which is cool. You guys went back. Was Crooked Heart, you guys in this movie together. I love that actor.
Vincent D'Onofrio?
Yeah, you guys in those 2 movies together.
Wait, what was his other movie?
Crooked Hearts.
But he was in, a couple people were in the same movie.
Yeah,
that's right. We never worked together in that, but he was in that, yeah.
But other sister I want to get to, which me and my wife love. My son loves it. It's you and Giovanni Ribisi. It's fucking incredible movie. Totally different side to you. And I thought that was an incredible fucking movie. That was heavy.
That's sweet.
Was that a hard character?
So difficult because certain things, everything I approach, you can sort of see the cliches. You could see very clearly where and how it could be done very wrong.
Totally.
So it's kind of booby-trapped, and you got to make sure you find the most pure and honest path. And so when I played in The Other Sister, that was loosely based on the producer's sister.
Wow, okay.
And so I had watched home movies with her.
Gotcha.
She's what you'd consider very high functioning, mentally challenged. And it was tricky because you're wanting to fit, and the story is about integrity and or someone's
beautiful
fight,
story, man.
Her fight for independence. So the through line of the story is something I felt I had just sort of gone through. I was
Okay.
26, maybe. It was 98.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was a really powerful thing. Gary Marshall, who I went to his service, he's just a most beautiful soul. Everybody who's ever worked with him
And
says that.
Ribisi too, who's great too.
Oh yeah, well Ribisi.
You guys are great together.
We're lifelong friends.
I know.
And he actually, I don't think he would mind me telling, because this is when he was younger, but that was him. He was method. He
Okay.
stayed in character 24/7.
Wow.
And so
I could see that totally.
And so I sort of became, you're opening yourself up when you play a character, like to kind of their mannerisms or their energy. But to me, it's different. It's more like intuiting. It's like channeling. Whereas, anyway, he stayed in character 24/7.
Amazing, man.
So we would have lunch and he'd be his character.
Wow. That's totally opposite
He's so
spectrums
cute.
of fucking Natural Born Killers. What are you talking about? That's
Thank you.
That's totally two different, like...
You're hired, Toby.
No, I'm saying that's fucking...
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's whatever. Wear the gun. I love Wear the Gun. Hysterical Blindness. I love
it.
that.
Sarah White, I love that.
And then also when you pop back out, it was just cool. I didn't expect you to be an old school. That was awesome too.
Okay.
That was really cool.
The Todd Phillips movies were so fun for me because, again, I had gotten this reputation of it like being a bit so dramatic, so connected to these super... People also connect you with what was successful, like what the filmmaker did. So it's Scorsese, Oliver Stone, which that's really awesome.
Incredible, yeah.
But anyway,
just saying it out loud. It's like,
exactly. Nobody connected me to comedy. Now people I think they know I'm goofy, but so Todd Phillips, this is a huge thing, even though they were like little cameos. I did we do 3 movies? We did 3 movies. He would just sort of give me a cameo to do a funny character.
It was great.
I loved it.
It was a great surprise and it was awesome. Like, that was such a funny, pretty amazing movie. Yeah,
that's cute. Yeah,
Old
Todd
school.
Phillips, and he went and got dramatic and did the Joker.
Oh, that's right.
That's Todd Phillips.
That shit is so... I love that movie. It's so great, man. Wow.
Got nominated.
Joaquin killed that shit,
Oh,
by the way.
yeah.
Holy shit.
So
That shit was heavy, man. Wonderful. Then I'm going to fast forward. I'll fast forward Juliette Lewis, which is around 2003. It was almost like did you take a hiatus? Like, I'm going to do music and not act for. I'm going to focus on music.
Yes. Okay, so
this is amazing.
Let's just settle down from the Juliette Lewis show for a second, because we gotta tell everybody our history.
There is. Well, there's one thing I want to
know our history.
Well, I want to bring up one thing too. You might remember.
Yeah.
And maybe I'll cut it off. Maybe I sound like I'm crazy.
Yeah.
But I met you before I even met you, my brother. I was standing in line at a Starbucks in Manhattan, and you were standing behind me. And either I turned around and I looked, oh shit, it's Juliette. And I turned around, but you said to me, "I like your tattoo." It was like my Yankees tattoo or something. That's the first time I ever met you. It was in the Starbucks, and that was before anything ever happened. And you're not gonna remember that, but I'll remember because you're Juliette Lewis. But it was at a Starbucks, and you turn around and I looked at you, turn back, you said, "Yeah, I like your tattoo," and that was it. It's the first time I ever talked to you before. Anyway, I don't know if you.
Cool.
That's just something. Maybe it's not even true, but it is true. it is true to me.
Maybe I just made it up.
So our connection is that Deirdre, your sister, worked at Beauty Bar in Manhattan with my wife Moon on 14th Street, and that was our connection there. And
how sweet is this?
And somehow, some way, we were on hiatus H2O.
Yeah, I'll tell you the story.
And then Todd Morse was asked to be an audition, and then you can tell the story.
All right. So you asked. Yeah, I was taking a break. I was so. What's the word?
Burnt?
Disenchanted?
Yeah.
No. Disillusioned. I was disillusioned by the movie business, right?
Yeah.
I was sick of the hustle. And it's
All that.
Come on, guys. Oh, and the clock was ticking.
Why?
I was almost 30.
Okay.
So I'll tell you why.
Is it really like a okay,
well, no, listen, as a kid, you've been making music all your life. As a kid, I wanted to be a singer.
Okay.
I wanted to be on stage, and I wanted to do things that involve musical. I didn't know band world.
Yeah.
But the thing with singing, and you'll know, like as a front person perform, it's all of you. It's your heart and soul. And for me, I was in the closet about it. It was my softest. Whereas character work, I'm becoming something else. Even though there's a lot of my heart in that and humanity, it's other people's writing, directing, storytelling. The music is all of me. Even though I work
full control your shit.
Yeah,
write it, sing it, live it.
Exactly. So I didn't know how to go about it because I also knew it was too late to become a musician. And it's like, I didn't want to, for me, it was about, it's kind of an exorcism, right? Of song and getting the songs out. So, and I love the alchemy. I love creating with other people and them bringing what they do to the equation. So here's what I did. I literally was like, wrote down on a piece of paper every musician I knew and everybody I thought who knew a musician.
Really?
Yeah. And that's how my sister, she's like, so I called everybody. I was like, hey, I'm looking to write some songs. And, but literally like a little kid, like it wasn't big management or something like that. Anyway, my Deirdre led me to you and said, oh, I think they're on a break. And then we met in
Amoeba Records.
In Amoeba, like two gangsters in the aisle.
I met Juliette.
I wish we knew what record aisle we were in.
I don't know, but I met Juliette there at Amoeba, and I gave her a copy of our latest album. Gave it to her. My brother ends up going to her house, to Juliette's house to try out, and he performs in front of her. I think she has a boombox or something. He plays guitar in front of her. He told me about that moment too. He's playing the songs in front of you in your house or something.
It was instant. So Todd and I's ability to write together was instantaneous.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because for me, even the other industry in front, it's all about commitment. You just commit. You don't second guess. You don't doubt. You'll start hearing things or you won't, like melodies. So I played with other people, didn't hear anything. I played with Todd. I'll hear 5 different melodies. He just has, he has a plentiful
he's a great
riffs.
songwriter. Great,
he's so great.
Good air too,
yeah.
That made me happy. So Todd got in there. We were on hiatus,
so
and then
nice.
Juliette and the band kicks off, and that becomes almost 8 to 10 years or something. And I was like, oh my god, I said Todd Morse try out for that band. And
I know. And then I was like, shit, that's your brother. And you guys gotta figure your stuff out.
We came out. I did another band, Hazen Street, and then after that, and then we did when we came back like. But that was like 8 years with them.
It was 6 years.
Okay.
It was 6 years. It could have been 8. It felt like 8.
But
we toured relentlessly. But we started from the very beginning. A 30-minute set. I needed 6 songs.
I know you guys did the EP first or something. I remember that.
Yes.
But to give you props right now, you're like there are some people like that transition from let's see rappers to actors or actors to singers, but like you. I don't know, your passion and your love of music, it shows. And yet, like I said to you before a million times, you're like Janis Joplin mixed with Iggy Pop, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Like your onstage performance is incredible. Your energy, you feel it and live it, and it's real. And I feel like not many people get taken seriously when they're coming from like being an actor, actress to becoming a musician. And yours really just, I don't know, it's just so obvious that you loved music, and I don't know.
That's
and you loved what you're doing, you know what I mean?
Deeply. I mean,
it's like a therapeutic for you.
That's it.
It's very
well. You know what it was? It's this. Holy moly! Is that your neighbor?
Some trash truck. But it's like not a religious experience, but it's something when you perform.
It is. Well, it's spiritual.
Yeah.
And it's about the collective. And you know what that was for me on stage, and what it still is. It's taking the straitjacket off.
Yeah.
It's a reaction to what the stifling of what you are, who you really are, and what you're told you're supposed to be. I always wanted to lead people, and you're very much the same, as a visceral provide a release, and,
totally.
an escape
That's what's for everybody
from the hardship. But for me too, there is a sense of theater. I definitely in my future shows to come, I'm trying to figure out a way to write, and the songs that I'm going to approach, I want to really combine the dramatic and theatrical element and rock and roll. But we had at our best, we were just a true
great run with it.
rock band,
Yeah. Did you feel pressure that you had to prove yourself as a singer?
Oh my God, 100%. Well, let me explain. The pressure was hilarious because it was kind of like, so my work ethic is what
totally
helped. Was
very DIY as well, even in your acting.
Well, that was from your brother, Todd. He was like, well, I have relationships to the Warped Tour. He sort of like, he took me under his wing. I'm like, this is how it's done. This is what we do in punk rock.
Yeah.
and the DIY and the merch sale. Like I learned all the business. Again, I did not want a label. I did not want someone putting their stamp on me or telling me what they think I should be or sell.
Yeah.
So for me, it was about cutting my teeth, also making mistakes. You know, we have better songs than others. Some of them are super juvenile, whatever. But where we were going to prove ourselves, I always knew was live. I was like, you can come if you want to come to see the show because you think you're going to make fun of us, whatever. My band is so fucking tight. Like, okay, sorry, I get really excited.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
But like, you'll never be bored.
It's crazy.
At one of our
it's crazy going from talking about acting to music. Your passion is so different. I know you're passionate about acting, but talking about music, it's such a big part of you.
Oh my God, it was everything. And it's exhausting. We've talked about it.
It's so draining touring.
It's so, you're taking me back though to the Warped Tour. So when you say the pressure, here's what was funny is I always likened us at these festivals to being the bearded lady. We were the resident freak show on 2 counts. One is actor playing music and she's gonna suck. Oh my God, what's that gonna be like? So I knew the expectations funnily enough were low. So I was like, we're gonna exceed these because they're so low. And then on the other hand, I was very much drawn to, for lack of a better phrase, cock rock. I very much liked sort of male dominated rock and roll, you know, big riffs and or rip your face off kind of vibes. So even that was an anomaly because women don't normally play that kind of music at the festivals we were at. Anyway.
Especially Warped Tour. It's oh
my God, Warped Tour
so
was
fun,
hilarious.
Though. Yeah, it's fun though, right?
So fun.
But it's such long days in the heat, and you got to fucking save your energy. People think it's all glamorous and shit touring, but this like the waiting like 24 hours to play like your 1 hour set. It's almost like being on a movie set, I guess, depending what you.
It was funny because some of. You know, nobody had kind of, besides your brother, they were newer to touring that hard. Yeah. But I kind of knew about commitment, and I'd also worked on sets, where the hours are really long. You don't sleep. Everything's different every day. A lot of variety. The only thing is I was super, like now I would know how to enjoy the little triumphs. Like your brother, that was where we had a hard time because I put so much pressure on myself. I couldn't ever sort of stand back and be like, hey, we're doing it. We're like making a living. Yeah,
you guys were
music,
touring so much.
Which is radical.
Killing Europe. I remember all that. Traveling so much. Great tours.
People who are probably listening to this don't know much about us, but back when, like 10 years ago, to make a living or a livelihood for everybody in the band and to do what you love was not lost on me. Like it was... Yeah. You know, and then when I tried to do acting again, that was also a different time. Like now you can do multiple careers. Then they were just like, oh no, you quit though. You're doing music though. Yeah. You're not acting.
Well, people still sending you stuff and you just turning stuff down?
And once I had the tours, I was like, no, I'm done. I was done for a good 5 years. And then I was like, all right, let's check it out. And that's where I did a couple of those Todd Phillips movies. And then I got August Osage County with Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts. That was huge some years ago.
You were missing acting?
Yes. I'm sort of kook. Like it's just like variety. But you know what's funny is doing the music made me appreciate so much making movies and acting. It actually, the pace of it I could appreciate too. It was a slower pace than touring.
Did you get burnt? Touring can just really wear you out, man. It's just the traveling. I dread the traveling. I love being on stage, but the traveling just, man, the eating, the sleeping, the missing your family. Just all that, the time change.
It gets tough. It's a lot on the soul, just the energy. And also because I don't believe in autopilot. Or I always want to make something the best in that moment. Yeah. The pressure is a little bit crazy that I put on myself, but well, and like I said, now I know to tour where it's more civilized. Like you have some more off days.
And then 4 on the Floor, you guys had Dave Grohl. That's cool. That was awesome.
That was really fun.
That must have been just playing with him. He's a fucking machine.
Well, that came from when we were touring a bunch, and then we were on. I think we did Leeds and Reading. Well, out in Europe,
that's sick too.
and Foo Fighters checked out our band because again we were always the curiosity factor.
Of course.
And so when
Let's
people
go see what this is about.
Well, my band made me look good. The Licks, they're everybody in my band is awesome.
Great band, yeah.
I can't say enough great things about everybody.
You're great too, though.
Womack, Kimball, Morse, Todd. I mean,
but people was, Juliette Lewis has a band. Let's go check. Let's see what this is about.
Yeah, it's like
let's
that.
See if this is real or not. Let's check this.
And then it's fun. It ends up being fun. But Grohl like gave us a seal of approval, and then he's like, "Yeah, you need a drummer," because our drummer wasn't. He didn't like the music, so I was like, "Hey, you can't be here if you hate the songs."
You like the music?
No, this is one of Kimball's friend in the early days.
Yeah,
early days. But I was like, yeah, go hang out. Like be in a band you like. I don't know.
Do you remember the first show you guys played? Were you super nervous? Is it like a different thing than acting? Obviously, like getting on stage.
Yeah. It's
like I don't know if you did plays before, but it's in the full audience is staring at you, and you have to. I don't know. It's just so different. I think.
Well, for me, I totally remember the first show. Do you know that club El Cid?
Yeah, I do know that name.
We played El Cid. It was 30 minutes. This is before I knew how to pace myself. So I was winded and ready to faint after the first song.
Holy shit.
I forgot my lyrics, but I knew how to bluff. So like the whole show.
Yeah, it's acting shit right there.
100%. Yeah. I just like, but I had too much energy about it. I would get too excited.
You're overexcited.
Too much.
And you would get burn out too fast.
Yeah. And the singing, you got to learn because you got to breathe.
Yeah.
I wasn't breathing. It took me a minute to learn what I was doing.
To do that. And then the warm-ups, singing warm-ups
yes.
and saving your voice, and drinking your tea and getting your sleep. All that shit matters, man.
Do you do all that, Toby? Do you have like a tape cassette or like a
I have it on my phone. I have my warm-ups. I do my singing coach, my warm-ups. I chew gum on stage. I got that from Grohl because Grohl chews gum.
I know. What is
it keeps the shit
that?
moist.
Really?
But he doesn't run around like I do, but I've almost choked on it several times on stage. But
I wouldn't be able to do the gum.
It helps keeps your shit loose, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen some people do that.
But you did what, 3 records with the Licks.
That's right.
And then the Hard Living Woman doc with Jason Berg and Rapaport, which was awesome.
We got to talk about Rapaport.
Hard Living.
Hard loving woman.
And I just realized you and Rapaport within that movie together dating. I watched that too. The Some Girl from 1998 with Rabisi and you and
That's
Rap.
Right. Yeah.
Watch that one. Is that the first movie you guys worked together? Probably.
Me and Mike Rapaport, we go way back. We told this story in the documentary. The guy I was dating, they were in a movie together. BP is
BP.
That's
right.
What movie? True Romance.
One of the best movies.
So
yeah.
True Romance. I think that I met Rapaport on that set, just saying hi, or afterwards. I'm not sure.
Wow.
And then. Yeah, so we go way back in the 90s, and then a mutual friend wrote a little independent movie, and I think we played a couple.
Yeah, that was weird because I know you both. I watched it this week, and I even have Rap. I go watch the movie. He goes, oh man, but that's his. It's just he didn't even remember that movie.
Yeah, I don't remember it
you guys
either.
did so many.
We were
movies.
playing. I think we argued a lot. And then
you're a crazy character in that too.
Oh yeah, she's terrible.
It's weird when you're friends with somebody who's in the scene like okay, that's kind of the personality because I feel like with you and Rap a lot of the characters I feel like damn that's kind of like them anyway. It depends what the character is because I know you. In real life, when I see you on there, it's kind of like, okay.
Right, you see parts of like, oh, that's how they tell a story, or that's how they get excited.
Mannerisms, just anything like that.
Well, I'm always trying to disappear in my role, but I know what you're.
You know what I mean?
What you're saying.
Was it weird going back to like your first movie after being and just doing music, like the first time going to work on something after you've been touring for so long?
No. Every job feels like the first day of school, kind of.
Yeah.
No, I don't remember that. No, it's what I've known. Man, I had so much on my plate just trying to do music. I mean, today, like now, you try to figure it out. You just try to figure out what do you want to say? What do you want to give to people? What do you want to make them feel?
Yeah.
And I think that's in every artistic journey, whatever you're doing.
Whatever you're doing. Yeah.
Yeah. But Mike, that documentary was 30 minutes. It was really cool.
Love Jason Berg too.
Jason Berg and Mike, they're such a amazing team.
Yeah.
They were doing so many projects.
Yeah.
And what people may or may not know is Mike Rapaport is such a gifted director.
Yeah.
He's really special. Like there's not how his approach to a story, the Tribe Called Quest,
great dog,
so special, and it's not cookie cutter. He's really carving out the diamond of that, and I think he has to love passionately what he's doing to do a movie. I hope he's gonna do, and I told him years ago, I was like, you better find. I want him to find a dramatic or like a theatrical. Non-documentary. I think he's a brilliant director. He's sitting in there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I think he's great. I love that Tribe doc. That was incredible, man.
Yeah.
I was so proud of him with that.
Yeah.
How'd that doc come out? Because you guys hadn't played shows in a long time. That was almost like so many years after.
Oh
the
yeah.
Licks.
So that came from some company. I think they approached him, and I was like, all right, let's figure it out. Yeah. So I did this solo record.
Yeah.
No licks.
Yep.
And it was that was hard. A band is home. A band makes you feel powerful. I know pop singers do it, or people when they're just single entities, and then they work with producers. Yeah. So I try to work with a couple friends of mine who are brilliant in their own right. Brad Schultz of Cage the Elephant. He produced. So I did this EP where he produced half it, and then Isabella Summers from Florence and the Machine. She's also a producer, keyboardist.
Yeah.
And so but I do play some of those songs live because they're so good. I'm really in love with them.
It's weird doing songs without a band for sure.
It is.
I can't imagine
Have
doing
you
that.
tried? No, you always had bands.
Yeah, I can't imagine trying that. Yeah. Just doing a solo or just trying.
It was hard, but I'm trying to follow the muse or whatever. And I was like, I want keyboards, or I want more wide open rhythms, grooves, and just sort of different flavors. So you got to go find that. Oh yeah, I did another thing too. Yeah.
Are you happy with all the achievements with the Licks though? Everything you guys did? You did so much. It seemed like a short period of time. The Licks. You did so much touring, so many couple records, and
I'm proud of it.
It's really great.
I don't look back much, so now
I know.
You and I are looking back. You said,
like
"Are
therapy.
You happy with blah blah blah?" What? Are you kidding? No, I would nitpick everything, but we're not. I'm not. I'm trying to, in the sense of mine, not looking back.
No, I know. I'm sorry. I'm bringing you back.
It's okay.
One of me and my wife and my son's favorite movies. It just became our favorite movie on this lockdown. We watched it 4 times, and you're in there. I was surprised. It was like, oh shit, Juliette, Due Date. Such a random movie.
Oh yeah,
Robert Downey Jr. was so good.
That's so sweet. That's
Zach
the other Todd Phillips movie.
Okay, yeah,
it was Due Date.
So good, so fun. It's so silly. Like we fucking loved that one. Also, Wayward Pines, I loved. Even that Kelly and Cal, you had that band Wet Nap. Moist toilets, whatever.
Yeah, I was the writer. They're trying to do some.
But that was great, man.
Rock stuff.
I know you can't keep up. There's so much.
Well, no, I just did.
The act too. Fuck the act. The fucking act is incredible.
Oh yeah, I was like, what?
I was in the act. The act is so good.
The last couple years. Yeah, I've been doing.
So good. I love to see you in these things popping up. Like, oh shit, Juliette's in this one.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It makes me happy. Like you're just like.
That's cool.
You kind of pick it in Ma, that crazy ass movie Ma.
Yeah, and before COVID, I was doing a lot of stuff.
I love that he's kind of picking.
This has got to be boring though. Now,
it's not.
Toby. Yeah,
it's not. People love you. What about some new music then? Some new music coming for you.
Wait, I just have to say one thing about Due Date because Zach Galifianakis.
Sick.
Before I did that movie, was a crazy Zach fan.
Wow.
So I would just like at home eat and watch Galifianakis comedy shows.
Between the Two Ferns too as well.
That and he had a live, I think it was called Live at the Onion. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Anyway, he's a genius.
Yeah.
I was doing a scene with him. It's the only time in my 30-year career that I almost laughed hysterically while the camera is on him. It's his close-up. And I would have ruined his take because he was so funny.
Yeah. He's amazing, man.
Yeah. Anyway, it was just funny because it hurt. It was painful how good he was. And I was like, oh shit, you can't.
Yeah, he's incredible. He just kind of appeared in the Vegas one. What's that one called? Hangover. All of a sudden, it's just like he came out of nowhere. I'm sure he's been around for a long time, but like
the thing about him, he comes up with all of that stuff. You know, in Due Date, the comb in his back pocket, his perm, acid wash jeans, like everything about it, he comes up with these choices.
He's so uncomfortably funny at times.
So uncomfortably funny.
So here we are now. Now we're in a pandemic. Now on lockdown. But what about some new music for you?
So what's happening right now is I have this Showtime series that just got picked up. We shot a pilot last year. You know, we all went through the collectively difficult. I was analyzing this the other day because I'm like, I've had harder years in my life, but we've never had a harder year collectively as an entire population of human beings.
Agreed.
And that's what's made it more painful is that wherever you are in the year, like I've had friends lose their businesses, not have a house. You know, I could have been in a worse spot, so I'm grateful that I wasn't. But it's affected everyone in my life. All of us. I have friends who had tours booked for 2 years that had nothing taken away. All of that. So, point is, before that, I did shoot a pilot, and so we all waiting. We're like, "What's our next gig? Will we ever have a gig?" So that just got picked up. It's a Showtime show called Yellow Jackets.
Awesome.
And I'll shoot that in a couple months. And I mean, you haven't seen it yet. But it was one of the most exciting, riveting scripts I've read kind of ever.
Wow. That's cool to get that like 30 years. That's amazing. And to be excited about well,
and TV, because TV is a different animal to me. As a series, I was like, wow, I want to watch this. Like, there's so many ways it could go. So it'll be a 1 hour drama. I shoot that soon. And then me and Kimball, Todd, and Womack all have been talking. That's the licks. And I want to write, and I want to start figuring out how to put things out online. And then when we get to playing live, you know, we always text about it. We'll figure out how to do it.
Maybe it's gonna feel good to play live again. Is there anything you learned about yourself or taught yourself on this pandemic? Like something that maybe cooking something, or just something that you learned about yourself, or
Let's see. Well, I can tell you what I didn't do, which was I want to learn how to make essential oils.
Wow.
So
I can see you totally doing that.
I think what the pandemic taught me is like how to roll with the punches and how to deal with the emotional waves in a way that I've never dealt with before, because we didn't have anything to run to. I didn't have usually I put stuff into the exercise, acupuncture, like everything that keeps one sane was taken. Humanity. Wait, what's happening in my bag? Point is, what did I learn about myself? I don't know, that we can
make it through.
We can survive.
Not
necessarily. The thing is that when COVID hit, I lost 3 friends.
Oh wow. Okay.
To cancer.
Oh shit. Okay.
So, you know, there's perspective on all things. It's crazy.
Do you have any daily rituals besides coffee?
Oh, yeah, I have all kinds of things.
You do yoga and stuff or no?
Yeah, I
can see you doing that.
I do little piecemeal stuff. I like to be active. Here's my one big therapy is walks in nature.
I love that.
It's actually like a spiritual practice. Like I need to find, and I didn't know I needed that. I need walks outside to get some air. Because just like, we could be in our head or even with our devices. Oh, and I also take breaks from the device.
I know you told me that. I love that. I love that. That's smart.
I go a long time and I don't read the news for bit. You know, I was like everybody else where you get addictive and we look at it every single day.
I know.
And you're like, what is this?
It takes up a lot of your life. I mean, unless you're promoting something. That's what I'm saying. If I wasn't promoting like music or merch or something, I know it's hard, man. Yeah. It's a great tool for so many positive reasons, but it can be really dark and like, you know what I mean? Take you on a downward spiral.
Yeah, and you gotta. Well, I get into like who is running stuff. What are they selling you and why? Like, what is this? Who's this? What's this fear serving? And for us to, I just in my heart of hearts, I have to be defiant, or I have to. It's just what makes me feel alive. And I don't mean in a dangerous way, but I mean like smiling to a neighbor when we had everything like be scared of people. Okay, I get it. You can be safe, but you also can be human.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it starts getting in your head. We've seen it in the news story.
It
We've
really
seen how
does,
people
man.
start talking to each other. Let's not lose that.
Kind of
Like,
beats down on you, man.
we're
It's
all
hard.
in it together.
It's hard. It's hard not to get beat down by the world, even if like you have a roof over your head, you're financially stable, you're healthy, all that, your family's good. Just with the world and everything,
Yeah.
it's just hard, man.
Well, because we can't. Nobody can live good unless your neighbors are. Like I want everybody to be striving and be able to accomplish or do things or connect with their family in the way they need to. Yeah.
One of my questions is: are you optimist or pessimist?
I have to be an optimist. I've been in the pessimist land, and that goes dark and deep and real fast. Like that can't last. That won't last. It's weird how you meet people that are so dark and sarcastic, and they can live in that for years.
It's crazy, man.
How are you? Like,
it's scary. My wife's like, I'm a realist, but me.
Oh yeah, I'm a realist.
Okay, you're a realist. Yeah. I'm optimist. I've always been like that. I always see the good, and maybe I get caught up in my little PMA bubble and not about the realities of the outside world and live my own thing and not like look at the news.
I don't
and
think
negative.
you get caught up.
Okay, I try to keep it. I've always been like that.
You're a light giver.
Okay.
You texted me these texts that are so positive, and I'm like, thank you for that. I need that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've always been like that my whole life. I don't know. I'm happy to be alive. I'm lucky to get to do what I love. I love my family. I love California. I love my space. I love everything,
But that's the thing though, when you remind yourself it always could be worse.
Yeah.
And like where you treasure your challenges, you treasure what you've been through. And, and then that's where you can give to others. You're such a giver, Toby.
Thank you. Do you have any regrets in your life? It's a hard question, but some people say, no, I don't.
It's a trip, that question. No. Okay, what?
I'm just asking, do you have any? It's a hard question, right? You seem like you don't, though. You seem like you just live. I don't know.
No, that's not true.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm a good cover. No, I'll tell you this. When I see, because, journalists ask that question, or you'll see in print people like, no, everything that I did led me to this moment. And I'm like, what?
That's what people say sometimes. Yeah, for sure.
No, if you, like, would I have wanted to hurt my mom or, things or done drugs when I was a kid?
Yeah.
Do I wish I would have picked up an instrument when I was 13?
Yeah.
Yes, like so many things. But I am in that thing of just honor your journey. Look where you are now.
Yeah.
Even driving over here, I was talking to my sister. You at any point you can get into what you have and have not.
Totally.
It's the game of haves and haves nots, and it's a practice.
Yeah.
To be grateful.
Yeah. Are you a sober person? You consider yourself that, like you in that world of like.
Yeah, I don't do drugs.
Yeah.
I don't do drugs.
Yeah.
But I'm not technically like a sober person.
Yeah, you seem very spiritual and connected to yourself.
Oh yeah.
You know yourself very well and everything, your journey,
Well, because I've had hardships within self-medication.
Yeah.
But so that's not anywhere where it's good for my spirit. Yeah. I gotta keep that clean for real.
I know you're a music fan, obviously, besides the music you play and punk rock. I see you posting Bad Brain stuff, and people get, oh my God, Julie likes the Bad Brains. I know you're a hip hop head too, though.
A little bit. Oh my
Didn't
God.
you used to dance or break dance or some shit, or no?
I'm not going to impress anybody. I mean,
You like all types of music.
Me and Mike geek out because we know. No, like I was listening to I Ain't No Joke, Eric B. and Rakim the other day.
Are you fucking serious? The
best. I mean, that stuff.
Yeah.
What
That's
else?
the best.
Wait, what did I listen? Oh, you know who I just got into even more? Big Frida.
I never heard.
Frida has a song called Platinum.
Okay.
It is so hooky. You'll be singing it for days.
Big Frida.
Big Frida's out of New Orleans.
So you're listening to new music. You're always
sometimes
to new shit,
but not enough.
Are you mostly like an old like?
Yes, I'm Pink Floyd.
Wow.
I'm CCR.
Zeppelin, Sabbath, and shit like that.
Black Sabbath. Some of my stuff, like Bad Brains, I got into later in life.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, like
that's cool though.
I like that people associate with me with punk, but but as a kid, I was more like straight rock and roll and
classic rock shit.
Yeah, and then I went through the phases like new wave. rock and roll like Van Halen, and then like
Because some of those videos you as a kid is like a new wave vibe for sure.
The Cure, Depeche Mode,
Best.
that kind of stuff.
So
Echo and the Bunnymen.
You're very well versed in all types of music.
I think so.
And that's why I love it.
I'm not a genre purist.
But the punk you weren't going to punk shows, nothing like that growing up or nothing, right?
Okay, talk about regrets. You know what I regret? I regret not seeing enough live music when I was a kid. I started going to live music, like I did manage to see a Nirvana concert.
Wow, that's fucking sick.
Like, yeah, the last year.
That's sick.
It was really amazing. I went to some hardcore shows with my brother Bo.
Okay.
So he knows everything super non-popular punk rock, like super underground.
Okay.
What's an example? Like he turned me on to Crass.
Sick. That's awesome.
The
People
Slits.
be psyched. Slits, yeah.
So much. He made me a playlist
like Discharge,
once.
GBH, or something.
All of that. Like he schooled me. Agent Orange.
Yeah.
He schooled me, and I was like, and this is literally like 10 years ago or something. And so he took me to a couple hardcore shows, right, where they do the dances.
Yeah.
They do their funny dances.
The moshing and different styles of slam dancing. You mean the moshing?
Yeah, not when they mosh together, but just like people
skanking and the floor punching and the
windmills. Yeah, the windmills.
Yeah.
Oh, bless.
Picking up chains, all that change. Yeah. Yeah. I'll send you a clip. There's a whole clip of that kind of stuff. That's
their
cool.
names, because everything you're saying has a visual. Yes, the
100%.
windmills.
Picking up change. Yeah.
Because they'd be still.
Yeah.
Nobody's moving, and then the song starts, and everyone goes on 11 with their dances.
It's crazy, right?
I love it.
All right. Well,
I did manage to see the Misfits recently.
Oh, the Union thing.
Yes,
that's sick though.
And that we went in the Pit.
I saw you there at the Forum. I saw you there at the Forum. That was a great show.
It was so good.
Yeah,
it just lights my soul on fire. Like when music comes back, I want to go to every kind of show under the sun.
Me too,
I just want to be a super fan.
Me too. Do you have a top 5 musicians or artists, like bands or anything like that?
Today?
Just in like a band that impacted you the most.
Yeah, maybe. I mean that I always go back to. It's gonna be Pink Floyd.
Wow.
Who have I been going back to this year? Shit.
Pink Floyd's. That's super mellow vibes, right? I never really got into Pink Floyd. I know about
you didn't.
them.
I know when you get into it, you'll get into it. You go from a record. It's top to bottom. It's an experience.
Yeah. You like Bob Dylan?
And Bob Dylan, yeah.
I can tell. Yeah, you like Bob Dylan.
But who are my top? Oh, Neil Young. I went back to. He has a decades. It's a double album. Yeah. There's a couple records, but I then go goofy. Like they're not goofy, but like Steve Miller Band.
Do you like anything mainstream like Adele or like Coldplay or Sade or Madonna?
Well, Sade. I mean, come on, that's our childhood.
Fucking best. Do you ever like Madonna growing up or no?
Yeah. Oh, but I like Holiday.
Yeah, you probably dressed up like her too.
I did not.
Okay. Or tried to. Yeah, Madonna's the best.
I did not. There was a true distinction between girls. I was David Lee Roth. I made a choice. It was like Madonna or David Lee Roth was on the TV. MTV. I was like, oh, that's that. I'm that. I want to do Air Splits.
Oh yeah, you are kind of like David Lee Roth, a woman
I
version.
didn't know it until
because you wore those pants to all that shit. Damn. Yeah, people need to look up Juliette Lewis and Lick's videos from all of those shows you played. Incredible performer, front woman. Do I call you an actor or actress? They changed it now, right?
Listen, Toby.
Actress?
I call myself an emotionalist.
I love
How about that?
That's sick.
I should wear that as a shirt. Emotionalist. Emo. Yeah, it covers all of it.
It covers all the stuff you do. All right, well, thank you for coming to Pandemic. Thank you for coming here.
I hope I didn't bore everyone to tears. Jesus.
Trust me, this is my pattern. People love.
It was the me show.
But this is about you. This is your life. I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate calling my friend. We've known each other for a really long time. Everything you've done is inspiring.
Thank you.
You've inspired so many people. And you're a very humble person. And talking to you today, hearing your story, even like when people come on, they don't want to talk about themselves. But I'm talking about the stuff that you did that inspired me, that infected my life. And my wife changing her fucking middle name or trying to name her son early and all this shit. Because the characters you played, it was so incredible. You're a very talented human. So
thank you so much.
And we finally had you on after talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, next time we'll just shoot the shit.
Yeah.
We don't have to talk about my career, please.
No, for sure. But people love your career. They appreciate you. And I appreciate you. So thank you for your time.
Thank you.
This was awesome. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for listening. Please rate, review, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed yet to this podcast, please do that. And whatever platform you are listening to this on, I'm glad you found me. You can rate me and review me on there also. So thank you guys sincerely for the support. I cannot wait for you guys to hear the next one.